live for week 1 of season 3. It's an awful night of football. Back in the saddle just before Turkey Day. How you doing, Charter?
Doing good. Gobble gobble.
Gobble, gobble indeed. And by the way, it's JFace907, but you guys already knew that. Here in week 1, we're going to feature Gravity and his Tennessee Titans versus Papa Perry and his Houston Texans. This actually is a very friendly rivalry. These two go way back. In fact, we go way back with them as well. TMFL, TSO, all that good stuff. What are some things you're looking forward to out of these two gents?
Well, just gonna say I haven't watched Gravity play in a long time. Don't really remember exactly all his play style, but that changes over the years. But um, know that they should somewhat be familiar with each other. But I'm gonna look forward to seeing some of the new pieces that they've got. So looking forward to seeing that. I know Perry. He's got a rookie quarterback he drafted. I assume he's going to start him over Jameis Winston, correct? Wouldn't you think so?
I would think so too. And I mean, we're actually talking about someone in Perry who had consecutive seasons of top 5 picks. Now, the first one actually was not his own. That belonged to the Washington football team in the Deshaun Watson trade. But this one was his own because in the sim season the Texans did not do very well. But I mean, when you're hosting consecutive first round picks, including multiple first round picks in last year, maybe even, or excuse me, the year before, maybe even last year too. I'm not sure. I mean, deep in talent already are the Texans.
The memories are flooding back a little bit now, seeing the Houston Oiler helmets. I
Yep.
think Gravity always used those.
Gravity always has indeed utilized the Houston Oilers look when rocking the Tennessee Titans. As we do see Walter under center, the Texans did receive the opening kickoff. $5 says I will not remember that later on. But it looks like Walter two gloves we've got going on here. That's an interesting little look.
Oh, I got a little Teddy Bridgewater, both gloves on. Look,
Oh, and we've got a fumble on the first play from scrimmage. Wow, Harold Landry's the one who comes away with the not interception, but fumble recovery. Did not see who laid the lumber on him, but wow, that's not the start you're looking for if you're Perry.
that's a it's a rough start, and I can only base it on my game, so I don't know league consensus, but it seems like the fumbles are coming a little bit more, but it might just be the way I feel based on one game.
Ryan Tannehill still under center for the Titans here in season 3. We no longer have Derrick Henry, though. Derrick Henry was swapped for David Montgomery. The two gents did also swap some picks as well. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe a first rounder came back the Titans' way, but David Montgomery is now the lead bell cow for these Titans.
That, that's definitely going to be a big change watching Tennessee without Derrick Henry. Maybe he's going with the philosophy that more about the passing game, offensive line, and the run game, and the running back. But we'll see.
Grimes takes the second down carry here as he gets about 11 yards for the. I tell you what, these Oilers unis are going to trip me up because I'm going to say Oilers and Houston with Tennessee probably multiple times during this broadcast. But that's a first down for Tyler Grimes. He's another youngster. He was taken in the first round. This past season, actually. So even before the acquisition of David Montgomery, Gravity did draft himself a running back in the first round who is star dev. So someone to look out for in the future of the Titans.
It's going to be somewhat not that great for me as far as the choice of pants. I don't know if that was the only choice he had, but I'm not feeling that with the Houston Oiler tops.
Yeah, these are definitely Titans pants on Oiler tops. That's for sure. First down pass completion there. A little boot action on the opposite throwing side of Tannehill. Gets about 5 yards for the Titans there.
David Montgomery, superstar dev. I didn't realize that. He's not really as fast, but you said Grimes is another guy. So I expect Montgomery and Grimes probably to come in and out. They'll probably already starting off right with the coming in and out, but probably switch and rotate a little bit. So be looking forward to that.
We may have done a sim season, folks, but we're still in mid-season form. As speaking of mid-season form, the running game of the Titans has lost no steps whatsoever. Touchdown, David Montgomery punches it in on a little bit of a, what would you call that, off tackle slash fake jet sweep action, as we almost see a block extra point there, but a touchdown for the Titans. They take the early 7-0 lead.
And Gravity's taken full advantage of the new number situation by giving his running back the odd choice of 12. And his kicker has 69.
His
So
kicker
there we
does
go.
have 69. I was going to point that out in the opening kick, but yeah, 69. Nice.
And maybe I'm seeing this wrong, but looks like the Titans are only carrying 2 tight ends on the roster. So it's an interesting decision.
Especially when you are run heavy like the Titans seem to be. We get a little alert action here, RPO action, as Duvernay makes the catch, and he gets about 7 yards on the first down play. Duvernay just recently added to the Texans roster. Perry, being a Ravens fan in real life, does love him some Devin Duvernay.
The arm strength of Scott Walker, I'm interested to see as a rookie coming in, 96 throw power. So maybe expect him to go deep a few times, but be interesting to watch.
Ridley taking the pitch, and he gets a loss of yards there. Ridley is another youngster. He was drafted, let's see here, he was drafted after our user season, so he was drafted in the 2022 rookie draft, a second-round pick for Perry there, but he too has star dev already up to an 81 overall.
Perry running the dreaded toss play that seems to never work.
Not this cycle, anyway. A little bit of crossing route action here as we see kind of a rub route, a little pick action as Walter and who was that he connected with? Tell you what, these rookies and stuff, it's hard to keep up with them all. But either way, it's a Texans first down.
That was a nice little play. It's a good man beater. I couldn't tell what defense it was in, but it's a good play to get a little completion.
Speedster tight end Brevin Jordan is who that was. So we now see a jet sweep to Ridley. He's not in the backfield. He's taking the jet sweep little quick forward pass, and that is about 9 yards for the Texans there.
One thing looking at Perry's roster is I see that at his cycle, every single cycle he gets N'Keal, is that how you say his name? Harry?
N'Keal Harry.
He always likes N'Keal Harry. That's what it is. He loves that guy. Seems like he always tries to pick him up.
Oh, hit as he throws, and almost intercepted. Two different Titans had their hands on the ball, but a good time for neither one of them. 3rd and 1 here for the Houston Texans. Big third down early for Papa Perry.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how Scott Walker handles a little 3rd and 1 here. Probably needs to score on this drive. Stay even with him.
Off tackle action as Ridley gets tripped up. Gravity with a little premature dive action and gets lucky with the trip up. Ridley had plenty of room past him if he maybe hurdled or something after that.
That was like one of the few times where having something premature pays off for you.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, if Madden actually cared about leg whips, that actually looked more like a leg whip / trip as Ridley takes this outside and he gets about 4 yards there for the Texans. Or excuse me, only 2 yards. Wow. I guess all that sideways running made me a little confused as to where exactly he was on the field, but only 1 yard there for the young running back.
Alex Ridley's pretty talented. 92 speed. Like he's got good agility at 92, so it's a good pickup for Perry to have that guy.
Definitely. Shotgun formation here for the Texans. Some pre-snap adjustments. Walter drops back to pass. He finds a wide open hook route. It is Brandon Cooks there out on the outside, just about 8 yards for the Texans.
Brandon Cooks is he's one of those receivers that I feel like, in real life, he's this way. You always see him going to different teams, and you wonder why nobody keeps him because he's really good. But in Madden, 93 speed, good agility. He's a really good Madden receiver too.
3rd and 2 here for the Texans as Walter keeps dropping back, tries to force it into Ridley. He gets it, a completion. Wow, 21-yard gain there for the Texans. Walter fit that into a window, or a really tiny window right there.
was a nice 10-yard drop back and a good strike by
You,
Walter.
you know that was something that Perry was just waiting to develop, and I think he just lost track of where he was because that's not typically his style. I think he was just
Yeah,
waiting and waiting for that the angle route to come open.
yeah, we've all done it.
Walter drops back to pass. It's a quick out over to Jordan, and he drops it at the last minute there. I say last minute because that was borderline catch fumble territory.
As Evan Jordan, this guy a rookie this year. Let's see. No, 2 years pro, but after in the fifth round, that's a pretty good value for a fifth rounder. He looks
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
good.
Walter takes the shotgun snap, and he's firing it to the end zone. Brevin Jordan, the man of the hour, touchdown Texans. Perfectly placed ball, a little bit over the top of the coverage. As Gravity did have a guy there he was controlling, just missed it.
That was a nice throw there by Perry. Just barely got it over the top. I couldn't tell if he touched past it or not, but that was good.
11-play drive for 75 yards there for the Texans. Gets them tied up. 7-7 ball game. Let's see if we see a little bit of our strategy here that we like to talk about where you're forcing the opponent to... Nope, never mind. I was going to say forcing the opponent to return a kick, but that goes deep into the end zone.
Yeah, so I'm ready to see when it's going to backfire on somebody. Or we finally see somebody return one for a touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you
Very
what.
rare this year.
We had the roof open at Lucas Oil this week, and so the wind was in my opponent's face, so he had no choice but to kick it in the field of play. Of course, he got me for a hit stick fumble on it.
And Ryan Tannehill's still the starting quarterback for Gravity.
Puts that ball really where only the receiver could catch it, right on the inside. If that ball was outside at all, that was probably a pick six.
He drafted, looks like he drafted Easton Bond couple drafts ago. He's had 1 year pro, so I'm sure he's developing him. But you got to go with Tannehill. He's still quite a bit better than young quarterback.
I know he was very much trying to get rid of Tannehill. Couldn't quite do it, but I mean, with the quarterback mentorship program that we do offer here in the Afterwork Football League, keeping Tannehill for at least 1, maybe 2 years, as we see a double coverage throw there to A.J. Brown that falls to the wayside after a dropped interception. But definitely worth slow playing your quarterback, especially if he's not quite day one ready.
It looked like Tannehill decided to throw it right at the only place that he shouldn't have. I don't know if anybody else was open, but that player for sure was not.
Now, something
I've never done that before.
Oh, yeah, me neither. I mean, I just 6 interceptions in my game. That was just coincidence. Tannehill drops back to pass, and he doesn't get the height on it that he needs to, and King picks off the quarterback from Texas A&M and takes it to the house. Pick 6 Texans. They're in front 13-7.
Perry with a little dive celebration going in, just sticking it to him.
Sticking it to him indeed.
That was something I wanted to point out that I want to take a kind of remember as we watch him. Perry on defense likes to use the D line a lot, and so let's see if he can get some pressure, because that's about the only way you can get pressure sometimes in this game.
Yeah.
Use those D linemen.
Either use those D linemen or hope your coverage sticks for 10 seconds.
Yeah. He's one of those that does it quite a bit, so be interested in watching that. Yeah, that was a tough pass there. You never want to throw a pick six, obviously, if you throw an interception.
That was actually one of my 6 picks, happened to be a pick 6, as David Montgomery takes the off-tackle handoff, and he gets about 6 yards on the carry, 6-7 yards. But, yeah, it was one of those awful, so I let it be known in the chat that I ran a double screen, right? Screens on both sidelines. Threw it to the guy that I did not want to throw to, the opposite side. I mean, it was so open on that side that Marshawn Lattimore made the pick falling down, got up, and went in untouched. One of those awful jobs. Ooh, interior pressure, not by a user. That was actually all AI bases. Payne comes through and delivers the blow onto Ryan Tannehill for a big second down sack.
It looked like he had a regular base defense call maybe, and looked like he audible to the base, where you use that as your formation, so it brought him in. And that was a good little, only a 4-man rush, but they got in.
Well, Payne is definitely someone that Perry thinks highly of, so him getting a sack there definitely gets Perry going, as he's actually trying to user Payne right now to not the same success. Little outside pressure. Tannehill tries to get to the first down marker, but can't after scrambling to avoid the outside rush. 4th and 2 here. We're going to see a punt out of the Houston. Nope, did it again. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Payne is definitely who he has a love affair with, so I'm sure he'll get all hot and bothered as he uses him.
Punt goes over to the sideline, unreturnable there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Texans as they start on their own 23-yard line. So you got your first game in too. How did that end up going?
I got the win. I won in overtime, 48-45, but definitely one of those lucky toward the end wins. After this play, I'll say a little about it.
Nico Collins getting about 6 yards there for the Texans.
Yeah, I got down, 21-3 or 21-0. I don't know, something like that. And I just tried to relax and just play one play at a time. Got it back to tie. But in overtime, I threw 2 picks that his defenders dropped. That should have been a pick that kind of saved me. And I'm sure it was actually Parsons both times, I think. Micah Parsons. I played the Cowboys. And anyway, that let me punt it. Well, then when I punted it to him, his next drive got pressure on him and forced one of those throw out of sacks that went right to Tyrann Mathieu, returned it all the way to the 30, and then was in field goal range. I thought about trying to score a touchdown just for the betting situation since I was a 5.5 point favorite. And I was like, I better go ahead and get the field goal before I mess around and throw a pick.
3rd and short here is it's a little option where Walter keeps it and he's got nothing but green in front of him. Gets to the 42-yard line of the Titans. 1st down. What is his first name? Because I want to. Scott. Scotty Two Gloves. Scotty doesn't know.
Walter. Yeah.
Scotty doesn't know that. I can't even think of something. I can't think of something on the fly. Doesn't know that the defense is collapsing, but clearly he did know as he kept it and got a huge gain there for the Texans offense.
Scotty Two Gloves, I mean, he's got 82 speed, so he's can be a good runner.
Got some wildcat action here as Ridley fakes the handoff to Alexander Madison, and he only gets back. They give him credit for 1 yard. It looked like he really only got back to the line of scrimmage there.
That's Perry's got it going right now.
Ooh, Z-Car coming through with the suggestion for any WWE fans. Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Scotty Too Hottie fakes the handoff, and inaccurate pass there. Leads the receiver a little bit too much. Luckily for Perry there, a dropped interception makes it 3rd and 9.
Yeah, so that's the classic. That play he just ran is people having their playbooks. If he would have looked at the tight end, he was wide open because most of the time that play gets the tight end wide open every single time unless you use or cover it.
3rd and 9 here as we see the end of the first quarter. So with the end of the first quarter, obligatory question, what you drinking on tonight, Charter?
I've got what's called Wildflower Rye. It's got honeysuckle in it.
Oh, man.
Infused with honeysuckle.
Every time we do this, and really anytime you bring up alcohol at all, I just need to learn my lesson and go to the actual, liquor stores here and not the grocery stores because I just picked up some Templeton Rye and calling it good, made an old-fashioned with it. But, man, we got one spot here in Anchorage that has a bunch of, as we see, Duvernay get tackled just short of the 1st down. Oh, and that wasn't the end of the first quarter. I said it was into the first quarter. That was just a timeout, but it's 4th and inches.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, "Am I that far behind?" Because
no, I did not realize that. I knew we were coming up on it. I didn't realize that was the timeout, but But yeah, we got this one
Oh,
spot that
this
has legit whiskey that I just need to go to and shop there. As we see the Texans going for it right now on the 32-yard line of the I almost said Oilers again. Gravity, I hate you for this. The Titans. Oh, wide open is Brevin Jordan. He puts the jukums on him. He's gonna get into the end zone for. Oh no, they're gonna say he's down short. Oh, I don't know about all that.
yeah, that looked like a
And
touchdown.
and that's the end of the first quarter officially there. So I think if the Madden AI thing does what it always does, Perry does not have the option to challenge there. As we see Walter coming out again in what is typically a wildcat, short again. Oh my goodness. Some really bad luck there for Perry. Is if I'm remembering correctly, and it's in 22 like it's been in all the other years, he really could have used a challenge there. I think.
Yeah, because and I think you can't usually challenge it. Computer has to.
Well, if calling it as it's a touchdown there, the Texans take a 2-touchdown lead, but not calling it a touchdown on the field would have forced him to challenge should he have been, ahead of the end of the first quarter, or really it been any other time that the game lets you challenge it.
I don't know if they let places ship to Alaska, but actually, some of these ones I've been naming are not from the liquor store. It's actually ones my wife orders. So it's from this place in Tennessee. Um, I don't know what the company is, but anyway, um, all from the same company. And so that coffee one, the red eye,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one, and then I've also got a
Oh,
pumpkin rye that I had the other day. It was good, but they were all ordered that just got shipped to us.
so as we see Tannehill take the shotgun snap, drops back to pass, he's got a wide open man over the middle. It's A.J. Brown, 15 yards, or excuse me, 17 yards there for the Titans. And we've got some really backwards liquor laws here, so nobody ships up here. Um,
Mm.
it's really a shame. So the only chance I have at getting anything at all is if I do go to the liquor store. Um, but man, that stuff sounds lovely. I mean, I'm what people refer to as basic because I love pumpkin,
Yeah.
pumpkin spice and everything. So that pumpkin whiskey would be right up my alley.
Oh yeah, it was good. I mean, I hadn't finished it, but what I had was good. Yeah, this is called. It's got a website called standardproofwhiskey.com. It's actually the place that you order it from, but yeah, they have a ton of different options. I haven't even been to the site. My wife's the one that goes there and just orders different stuff that sounds good. But this is pretty good.
Not a sponsor, but if you do want to sponsor a standard proof whiskey, we will gladly accept. Maybe you could send some stuff to Alaska as we see Tannehill forcing a football that was almost caught. I thought I was about to jump out my chair there if he had caught that and got his 2 feet down. But yep, see right here. I'm on standard proof right now. Free shipping on 2+ bottle orders, and right underneath that with an asterisk, doesn't apply to AK and Hawaii. I wonder if
Mm.
that means while the offer doesn't apply, maybe they'll still ship here. But Tannehill takes the third down snap and he drops back. Another corner route he's going, and it's double covered and intercepted. Oh, Reed with the interception there. Justin Reed with the pick. Oh, just going back to the well too many times there is gravity. This time it bites him in the tail.
And that was another time where the receiver he threw to had two guys on him. I don't know if he just predetermined who he was going to, but it
I feel
was a
like
rough
that. I feel
read.
like that has to be the situation right there. Just predetermining who you're throwing it to, and it leads in the interception. As we see Duvernay take, I don't know if that was a handoff or if that was a little pitch pass. Either way, he is inside of Titans territory on the 39-yard line. Big gain there for the Texans.
He's pulling out all the little jet sweeps and wildcat, all kinds of stuff, which that's
Wildcat with
fun to
his
do.
running back and his quarterback taking those snaps.
Yeah.
Shotgun snap here. Walter takes it. He's looking. He's going to the wheel route. And oh, a nicely laid ball in terms of going to the outside where only his running back could come up with it. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too far.
That was a good good decision to spot it right there because if he would have, and it was right where it needed to be, just a little bit too far, like you said.
Pistol formation here for the Texans on 2nd and 10. Handoff goes to Ridley. He tries to do a little stall action, head into the hole, doesn't find anything, only gets 1 yard there.
It looked like his pulling guard ran into the center, and that kind of threw the timing off a little bit.
Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, the good old. I don't know if that was play design or if the D tackle pushed him back.
Pistol again here for the Texans as Walter drops back to pass. He's got a man in his face and throws an interception. Oh, he could not step up to deliver that football, and you could clearly tell the way it came out of his hand that impacted him. Casey with the pick. I don't even know who that is, if that's a real guy or if that's someone created in our file through the draft class, but big interceptions there for the Titans defense to keep them from going 3 scores behind.
Yeah, that's a real guy. I think he's on the Cowboys right now in real life. He's
Oh yeah, he's definitely a real guy. He's 30. He's 30 years old. Yeah, DeMonte Casey. As we see a little counter action here out of the Titans, and Montgomery goes inside when he actually that wasn't counter, that was power. My mistake. The pulling guard will take you home, and the pulling guard was going to take Gravity home there if he had followed him, but instead it's a no gainer.
That was the same play Perry ran earlier.
Empty here for the Titans as Tannehill drops back, stands at about the 5-yard line and chucks it. Oh, Lazard, the only one that goes up for that football, luckily for Gravity, as that was another ball thrown into double coverage. But as I said, Lazard, the only one that goes up for the football, getting the reception for the Titans.
He did it. Look like he did a good job of user catching that and coming back to the ball.
Oh, no. A little RPO action where Tannehill makes the mistake of throwing the ball, and we have our 3-score deficit with another pick 6 by the Texans defense.
Wish I could see what play that was because it didn't show it since it was a turnover. But when you know what you're doing with RPOs, they can be great. But sometimes results are that way.
Oh, dear Lord Almighty, Charter. So I'm mocking an order here with standard proof just to see, what happens. So they will ship to Alaska. They will. But listen to this. $112.48 shipping and handling.
Oh my gosh.
My man, if it wasn't illegal to ship, privately alcohol across state lines, I would ask you if you could, I'd compensate you, of course. I'd ask you to try it, but good God Almighty, because I know it would cost you less than $113,
Yeah,
but
would have to.
oh,
I guess that's why they don't offer that deal.
yeah, I guess so. What do they put it in? What do they put it on? Does someone run it from, or do they drive it from Alaska in a little hoop, or from wherever this is in a little hoopty to Alaska and hope they clear customs? Good Lord.
That's crazy. It's got to be like 4 times the amount it actually costs.
Oh, Tannehill off his back leg. Luckily, he had a guy butt naked, but it's ruled incomplete. They said no toe drag swag there. I think if you're Gravity, you got to challenge this, don't you?
Yeah, it looked like he had to have had his toes down. Unless he just doesn't want to chance it, but I would pause it and see if I could challenge it.
Yeah, I know you've only got 2 timeouts left in this half, but you're down 21 points. You need that kind of completion, but he does not challenge. Tannehill drops back, and he's got to escape pressure. He's running. He's got a wide open spaces. He's getting more yards than what the challenge would have gotten for him. Wow, what a run by Ryan Tannehill there. They are now knocking on the door inside of the Texans 30, on the 26, in fact.
Went out of bounds, pretty much like the same kind of spot that the receiver would have, just further down the field.
2 tight end set here for the Titans as they go a little stretch action as David Montgomery only gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. But we do see an injury here for the for the Texans. Hopefully that's nobody important. Oh, everybody's important when you consider practice injuries nowadays, but it was Sherwood there. Ooh, that is important. That is an inside linebacker, only 23 years of age, a star dev, so definitely someone that Perry would not want to see gone for any extended amount of time. As Tannehill drops back to pass, he's got the crossing route open. Beard, the young tight end for the Titans, gets a first down inside of the 15. They are on the 13, in fact, of the Houston Texans.
He's starting to get some passing going a little bit now. 6 of 12, 3 picks already. But he's getting something going, hopefully. But going back to the order and the shipping and all that of that place, I can see now why my wife gets 2 bottles every time. I didn't realize you got free shipping when you got two.
We see a little fake jet sweep, fake handoff, and Tannehill, by the time he's finished faking, he has no time left. As luckily Sherwood, it's just a minor injury. He can come back into this game if Perry chooses. Even though we see his screen, I didn't quite catch what action he took there. But Helu says in the chat, you guys do know that challenges like never work, right? You know, they do. It just the play has to be blatantly wrong. One of those scripted in that Madden does so that you do challenge it to where it's just so blatantly wrong. But Tannehill drops back to pass. He's got Lazard open, and it's a touchdown for the Titans as they get back within 2 scores. Alan Lazard with the touchdown there.
I've gotten a challenge right on one of those sideline plays in
Yeah.
this version of Madden where I challenged it, and I can't remember if I challenged it being out of bounds or inbounds. I can't remember, but definitely got one that got flipped.
It essentially has to be the scripted, just totally wrong call.
It was one of those where I could tell obvious.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, that definitely is going to be the opposite of what they called.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I really kind of wish they would take those out unless they fixed them, because I mean it's just kind of pointless for them to miss a call on purpose just so you challenge it to have challenges in the game. It just seems kind of weird, but
I just wish that, like, the thing that Madden gets wrong on the regular, regardless of whether it's to challenge it or not, is spotting the football. And so when it's wrong as often as it is, you never know what's the scripted wrong and what's just the game's wrong. So challenging spots is just pointless. Play action
definitely
pass
the
here for
spot
Walter,
play.
and he's got a guy wide open. It's Devin Duvernay. Oh, and he's making some people miss. He gets out of bounds inside of the Titans' 43-yard line. Not what you want if you are Gravity on the first play after a score.
Those crossing routes are nice on this game, of course. Which I mean, against a lot of defenses, crossing routes are good in real life too.
Yeah, crossing routes give
Against
defenses
cover
fits
three.
in real life. As we see Ridley take the handoff there. Doesn't get much, about 3 yards there. I mean, I think we talked about it in a previous broadcast. McVay, he lives off those. He gets the formation tight and just crosses people over. Something
It's
that
fun to cross
Ryan
people
Day,
over.
something that Ryan Day does with Ohio State as well. As we see a little RPO action, they choose to do the handoff with Ridley, and that is a loss of yards there for the Texans. 2 yards lost. It's going to be 3rd and 9 here. Big play for the Titans defense. If they can come up with a stop here, they've got a chance to really make some noise before the half.
I forgot what you said, but what was your drink of choice tonight?
Templeton Rye in an old fashioned.
Oh, okay. The classic old fashioned.
Classic old fashioned. I went with the 6-year proof over the 6-year age over the 4-year age. As we see, oh my goodness, Walter threads another needle there. Wow. Brevin Jordan just right there to be the man of the hour. I don't know how Walter fit this pass in.
That's one of my favorite two deep pass concepts, where you've got the street going down the middle, and you got the little angle route coming up behind it, so you can just watch the user defender and just read it off of him.
Ridley takes the handoff out of the pistol there as he gets about 2 yards on first down. They give him 1, but this is definitely some. We already saw Gravity miss the chance to get off the field. He needs to keep these points to a minimum, no more than 3 points if you're Gravity here.
Yeah, you gotta keep it within striking distance. I mean, I know you can score a lot in Madden, but scoring a lot only matters if you make stops.
Yep.
So make any stops, it won't matter anyway.
And it's a good thing you didn't take me up on my bet because I did remember, maybe it was because of the fumble early, I did remember that the Texans got the opening kick. So if Gravity can keep the points minimum, which it doesn't look like it's going to have, oh, Ridley gets stuffed right as he dove. But if Gravity can somehow keep the points minimum and then open the second half with a score, things set up a little bit better for him. But it's real tough now. A new set of downs on the 1 yard line. It's time to run commit, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think you at least got to try it.
Handoff here to Ridley, and we do see a run commit. Ultimately, there's no traction made anywhere. Really, there wasn't much penetration, but there also wasn't much push downfield. So with the net zero there, they end up, they being the Titans there, end up getting the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and that's a big first down stop there for the Titans defense.
It doesn't surprise me Perry didn't get much penetration because according to the strategy channel, he likes just the tip.
Just the tip. He likes specifically the tip Saren offers, or the tip that Saren offers. Saran, damn it. Darn it. Just the tip that Saran offers.
Yeah, so he was trying to give just the tip to Gravity, but I don't know if Gravity wanted the whole thing or just the tip.
Minimal penetration, either way.
You wonder if he's going to go for that, quarterback sneak. And I've already mentioned that I don't care if people use quarterback sneak or not. I know some frown up on it, but Cowboys coach Pond definitely believes in the quarterback sneak based on when we played. He got touchdowns twice with the quarterback sneak.
Well, we'll see here.
Which I don't mind it.
If we get a little wildcat formation, yep, we do. Wildcat formation with the quarterback being the one taking the snap. So it's not truly a wildcat, but they line up like they would, and it is a power. And Walter gets into into the end zone for a touchdown. And excuse me, it wasn't a power, it was a blast. But touchdown Texans 35 if this doesn't get blocked. Yep, 35-14 Texans on top.
Perry might have heard us talk about just the tip, and he decided to blast it right up the middle of the gap. Lots of penetration on that blast.
Lots and lots. As we have 46 seconds here, 2 timeouts for the Titans. You've got the ball coming into the second half. Between the deficit and knowing you've got the ball, coming your way with the second half kick, are you being like uber aggressive with this possession here?
I think down 35-14 at this point, you got to try to see if you can get in the scoring range.
Oh, as we see, I almost wonder if that wasn't Tannehill, but we see either way, it's a back foot pass, and yes, it was single coverage and a jump ball, but nobody ends up coming down with it. I think if Tannehill actually plants his feet there, he's got a chance. He gives his receiver at least a little bit more of a chance anyway.
Yeah, that was definitely not what you're wanting when you're trying to put out and feel that little annoying back foot toss up. Never gets completed.
Never gets completed. Shotgun formation. Tannehill drops back to pass. He throws a little option route there to Beard as he gets about 6 yards. As the clock does continue to run, Gravity does not call a timeout. He's already got his next play call, so Madden does stop the clock for this. But we're going to see, 13 seconds come off the clock there. I think this is it for Gravity. Tannehill drops back to pass. Pressure right in his face. The ball falls to the turf. It's going to be 4th down here. I think you just got to punt this one away. Maybe even just punt it to the end zone and just see what Perry wants to do with it, whether it's going to be a Hail Mary or a knee. But not quite what you wanted if you're Gravity there.
Oh, so is this punter that's number 69?
Yes, it is his punter. As Duvernay does fair catch this on the 23-yard line. I think if Perry's wise here, he'll just go ahead and take the knee.
I think he's going to try to score. Oh, he is going to take a knee. Figured he would just continue to try to.
I think if he was
get points,
maybe even just 10 yards further up the field, he probably would have tried to do something. But from there, you really can't do anything at all. But we're at the half here in Houston. 35-14 is the score. Adjustment time if you're Gravity. What are some adjustments you're trying to make to get back into this game?
At this point, you're down so much. You know Perry's probably going to run the ball, but I usually go with medium pass, which maybe I'm giving something away that I shouldn't, but I don't usually try to stop the run anyway because then you end up getting yourself in a bind. If you try to stop outside, then they can go inside, go the inside, and then go outside. So I try to go toward the defend the pass either way, but I would think Perry's going to try to get some running game going. But if I'm gravity, I mean, you got to try to. It's not too late to just never run. Like you can run some, but you definitely need to get a score here.
As Montgomery does take the handoff and only gets back to the line of scrimmage. I like the way that play was setting up initially, but ultimately does not pay off in the end.
Looked like he cut back when he should have just kept on going. I don't know. Looked like he had a little lane there, and then I don't. It was hard to tell. It was a good play call against that run because those cover two plays with blitzers coming in is better against outside runs.
Tannehill takes the snap and he throws it over the middle, about 7 yards there on the play. They give him 8, but something that, just flashed up on the screen with that was Tannehill only got 100 yards passing on this game. That's, he's almost got as much running as he does passing.
And it looks like he's got momentum thing. His away team quarterback has trouble seeing receivers. So I think that's that thing where you can't see your icons downfield. And then the cutting for the let's see, less momentum. I couldn't read it in time, but I think the Texans also have an agility advantage. Whatever it is, he's got the full momentum, all three of them.
Yeah,
So
all
that's
three.
also another that's another problem when you're trying to come back when the other team has all the momentum going.
Tannehill takes a shotgun snap here, drops back to pass right into double coverage, but somehow Lazard is the one that comes up with the football. What is going on here?
I don't know how that got through, but went with a conservative catch. I don't know if that helped, but that was fortunate.
Another shotgun play here for the Titans as it's a handoff to Montgomery. He goes nowhere. I almost thought that was a loss there, but 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Titans offense.
Definitely think as far as their personnel goes, the Titans they're not a great team to need to come back. Like they're a better team if you get the lead, can run the ball. But they have to go passing all the time. I don't know if they have the weapons to do it really.
Oh, man. Did that end up falling to the turf? Yes, it did. Somehow, some way, Zach Cunningham does not come up with that pick. I thought for sure that was an interception for the Texans there, but it's going to be the Titans live another down. It's going to be 3rd and 10 here.
Looked like his own guy knocked it away from him. Number 4.
Tannehill takes the snap. He's looking. We have a flag on the play here. It's about a 9-yard gain. It's roughing the passer, so we get the first down for the Titans here. I think Gravity would have went for it anyway with the 4th and inches, 4th and 1, but the roughing the passer takes care of all that for him.
And that was a computer player that did that. Perry was user controlling D line, but it was the computer right in that came in and hit him late. Probably going to see a lot of user in the D line now since he's up trying to get some pass rush.
Probably, as we do see Tannehill with a man in his face. He just throws it to the stands, just short of reaching a fan, but probably a good overthrow there by Tannehill.
Yeah, because that you had another case of two people on a guy. It seems to be Gravity's play style.
Seems to be just anywhere there's
throw the double team.
Yeah, throw the double team. Shotgun formation here again for the Titans as Tannehill drops back to pass. He overthrows everybody except for the defense, but another drop pick. So he's thrown plenty of interception in this game, but the Titans have also, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the Texans have also failed to secure a few more. That man, Gravity with a cat, he's cat-like over here. 9 lives.
But Warren Moon's not walking through that door anytime soon, so he better figure something out.
As we see another pass into double coverage, Corey Fuller, the Buckeye, Jordan Fuller. Corey Fuller's a different guy. Jordan Fuller, the Buckeye man, he takes it. Well, he was going to take it out of the end zone, but then Perry wisened up and took a seat. But another throw into double coverage.
And where's Vince Young when you need him?
Probably somewhere eating a cheeseburger. Ooh, Walter chooses to give it to not take it out of his running back's gut and ends up feeding him to the Lambs as Ridley gets a 4-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 14 as Bud Dupree comes up with the stop there.
To be up 35-14, his running back has like 12 carries for 7 yards.
That's what two
surprising.
pick sixes will do for you. A little bit of a formation flip here for the Texans. Walter fakes the handoff, and he's going to run. I think that was actually some RPO action, but Walter found the opening. Yep, RPO, that's what it was. But Walter found the opening and gets about 6 yards. Excuse me, I forgot you lost 4 on the previous play. Gets 8 yards there, or 10. I can math, I promise. 10 yards for for the Texans there as it sets up 3rd and short. Crossing route action as really everybody was open underneath there for the Texans. Brevin Jordan gets the first down.
I do know that math tends to get a little harder further along in this dream we go. I don't know why that is.
I don't know why that is. It must be with the fact that I haven't eaten anything at all today. As Ridley takes the handoff, gets about 5 yards for on the first down carry, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
An empty stomach old fashioned definitely will cause that, I would think.
I would think so too. Definitely reduces the math abilities. Ridley takes the handoff, and he tried to cut in there inside of the tackle where he had a hole, but it was it was inside zone. I don't know why Ridley was favoring so heavily on the outside, but couldn't quite make that cut back, and ends up being a loss of yardage for the Texans there.
14 carries for 11 yards. Pretty nice day for old Ridley.
Shotgun snap here as Walter drops back to pass. Scotty Too Hot, he's going to deliver it over the middle, and it's dropped by Nico Collins. There was a lot of congestion there. There was about 3 Titans defenders. Granted, I wouldn't call it triple coverage, but they were all in Nico's view, and ultimately he does drop it once getting hit by the defender guarding him.
He came out in a 2-deep look, so you think middle of the field open, but then it was actually a 3-deep coverage. So that's actually not where you want to throw it when you got 3 deep.
We see some hit stick action there on the punt, and Gravity's lucky to still have the football as he's going to start on his own 13 here on this drive.
Something I've noticed, there's a group in the league that recognizes middle field open, middle field close kind of deal, and there's some that don't. And Perry usually does. Notice that, but I think he just thought it was going to be.
I thought he was going to catch that.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought we were going to see some dropped Hail Mary, because that's borderline what that was a Hail Mary pass to the 50-yard line that almost snuck through and caught by the receiver, but he drops it. He'd still be running if he had caught that football.
Yeah, that reminded me of one of those, like, Kentucky versus LSU back in, like, 2003. Like, there's been a lot of plays like that. In Madden, sometimes it happens a lot, but if he would have caught that, definitely would have scored.
Oh, I don't know who that was on the coverage, but he was right in the hip of the receiver. Lucky for Gravity that he did not intercept that. As we just saw the stat flash up. Neither team is over the 300-yard mark at this point. So it's not like these two offenses are really, going buck wild out here, or, even with the Texans having 35 points, that their offense is going buck wild. Again, what I said to you earlier, it's what 2 pick sixes will do to you. As we see Tannehill, he's just chucking it at this point. There is nobody open. In fact, the only 2 people that had a chance for that football were 2 Texans as the punt team comes out. It's not too early to abandon the run. I'm not quite. I understand what's going on there.
I I don't really understand the strategy completely at this point, but it seems like gravity's just
Huck it, chuck
popping
it,
back,
football.
yeah, just chunking it up, just hoping to a pass interference or lucky catch. I don't know. It's interesting strategy right now, of course.
Ridley takes the handoff there, and he gets a couple yards. Still, I mean, 15 carries for 14 yards. The man does not even have a yard per carry at this point.
That would be my goal right now if I'm Perry, is just to get my guy over a yard of carry. The game's over.
We see Ridley take the handoff, and he's going to get more than a yard here. He gets 8 yards, 9 yards there, as he now has 24 yards on 16 carries.
Now he's starting to get somewhere.
Now you bench
Yeah,
Ridley. Put the backup in. You hit your goal with Ridley.
yeah, don't lose yards and mess it up.
Ridley takes another, and he loses yards. Right on
Oh,
cue. Ridley loses yards. Luckily, not enough to fall below a yard a carry. It's a 4-yard loss. He's now at 17 carries for 20 yards.
I don't know what the record for most carries, fewest yards combo are for a running back, but 17 carries for 20 yards. That's hard to top.
2nd and 14 here for the Texans. The Titans are not out of this football game at all here. They get a stop, and they can still make something happen, but Ridley cuts back. Nice cutback there as all the flow of the defense was going to the left. He cuts back right, gets 9 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here for the Texans.
Yeah, Gravity had a nice wild dive into air, kind of opened up the lane. So, the somewhat interesting defensive philosophy there.
Texans going empty here on 3rd and 5. Now they are in field goal range, so you're essentially operating on a no sack mentality here. As Walter takes the snap, he pump fakes and he runs. He gets just back to the line of scrimmage. They're giving him about a yard, half a yard there. 4th and 4. Field goal team is more than likely coming out here to to try and give the Texans a 24-point lead.
I kind of did the empty stomach thing too, like you did, which might have not been a good idea, but finished mine up and had a little truly strawberry lemonade. I'm
Ooh,
debating on whether I should go with that right now based on the way I'm feeling, but what the heck?
the
Might as well go with it.
Truly put out a holiday variety pack that probably won't ever make its way up here, but if you do happen to see it, please do, on my behalf, pick it up and try it for me. It's
Now, what's in that?
just a bunch of different holiday flavors. Like I think they got something peppermint and something pumpkin, but give it a try.
Oh
See what
man,
it's like.
definitely going to go with that. And I think our fearless leader RFF, pretty sure he talked about preferring the lemonades over
Those
the
are good.
seltzer.
Those are good.
And now that I've had a lot more of them, I agree with him. The lemonades definitely are better than the seltzers.
And
Seltzers.
Ryan Tannehill throws it right to Jordan Fuller for the second time this game. Oh boy, as we see the Conor McGregor strut from the safety out of Ohio State. What? Oh, just things falling by the wayside. You mentioned our fearless leader. Huge shout out to him, by the way. Just welcomed another addition to his family. Congratulations, friend. Big shout out to you there. So we've actually, in this cycle, as we see Ridley taking the off tackle handoff on the stretch, and nobody's going to touch him. He goes butt naked to the end zone. Touchdown, Texans. But yeah, congratulations to our fearless leader, RFF. We've seen a couple kids already come out of the group here in the last, I'd say, about 8 months or so. But yeah, huge congratulations to you there, friend.
Yeah, congratulations. How many kids does that make for them?
I do believe he said that was numero trace.
Oh man. When you start getting into
He still needs about 10 more if he wants to keep up with Ace, though.
I've got 4, and definitely when you get to 3, you start getting into the next level of what it's like for sure. I
Zeke
haven't noticed as much difference in 3 to 4, but definitely going from 2 to 3 is a big change.
I mean, just going from 1 to 2 was a big change for me, but
Yeah.
I, I think we're done at this point. But Zcar in the chat, he's calling for Tannehill's job. He says Tannehill out, Bond in, make it happen. I added
At
the
this
make it
point, you
happen
might
part.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
but
totally agree.
yeah, he can still do it because he just has to not start any games, right, to get the mentorship.
I believe
If you
you
come
are
in,
correct.
if you come in during the game, it's fine. You just can't start any games.
Well, my question though also is, what about in year 2? This would be year 2. So does it happen in year 2 as well? The mentorship?
Yeah, you get 2 years of mentorship if you want to.
Okay, so
But
essentially
you just
like
have to make
red
sure they
shirt.
don't start.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! As we see another interception, and is Perry gonna take this to the house? Yes, he is. Rub it in. I'm surprised he didn't dive. Because truth be told, this is his boy. These two go way back, so we're calling this more based on how we know the two of them. But 52-14. Oh my goodness! And we are 5 seconds from getting into the fourth quarter here.
That's getting ugly. Now, Gravity, he might be one of the few that's older than me, right? Am I thinking of that
No,
correctly?
no, Gravity's a younger guy.
Okay. I was thinking of the other, for somebody else that was in the chat that joined that was like 44, and I can't remember who it was now off the top of my head.
That was probably Bond. Bond came
Yeah.
he came back into the fold. Another old head, and not just his literal age, but how long he's been around the block with us. But yeah, that's probably who you're thinking of.
That's who I'm thinking of now. That memory's not the greatest right now for some weird reason.
Some weird reason.
Yeah, this strawberry lemonade. Um, what is it?
Would recommend?
It
Is that what
just
you're saying?
yeah, yep, strawberry lemonade. I think it's my favorite of the lemonades, of the truly lemonades.
It's my favorite lemonade just in general.
That's good. I love strawberry.
You ever had the Red Robin freckled lemonade? That's chef's kiss.
No, I hadn't had a chance to go to many Red Robins because we don't have them around here. Um, I lived in Texas. They were there, but I don't even know if Arkansas has a Red Robin.
I'm sure they do somewhere in there.
Might be a little driving distance.
Oh my goodness, Tannehill, a sitting duck, and he just gets mollywopped by Deron Payne. But Deron Payne comes up hurt after making the sack. Oh
And if he has a major
no!
injury, that would be rough if it's anything more than just a few plays. If it's multiple games, I know I don't want to press Perry, but that would depress him, I'm sure.
Yeah, especially when it's your boo thing, like like Deron Payne is to
Yeah,
him.
he's definitely got a thing for pain. Yeah, speaking of Texas, one of the things I miss there is Whataburger, and they've kind of expanded a little bit. There's a couple in Arkansas, but it's Northwest Arkansas, and that's a long way from where I'm at. But Whataburger is my favorite based in Texas hamburger place.
So I had Whataburger in Arizona, and I will tell you, I don't know if I just ordered the wrong burger or went on the wrong night, but as it's just a pulled hamstring, he'll be able to come back for Deron Payne. But yeah, I didn't like it at all.
What did you get? Was it just a plain Whataburger?
No, it was one of their. It was like a jalapeno something burger because I like spicy, so I saw that and I was going for it, but it just was not for me.
Yeah, what I usually get is I prefer the kind with mayo more than mustard, and their traditional regular Whataburgers have mustard and it's plain without cheese, and I like the cheeseburger with mayo better. That's how I order it. But my favorite thing from there is the barbecue chicken strip sandwich,
Oh, okay.
and it's got three chicken strips with a Monterey Jack cheese, two slices above, below and above the chicken strips, and then barbecue sauce on Texas toast.
Ooh, I do like Texas toast, but Helu does say slightly overrated. So he might be a little bit in my camp. Now, granted, like I said, I just had the one burger. First
Yeah,
impression.
it's tough to say. I mean, it's kind of like a lot of places, McDonald's or Burger King or anything. Also depends on where you go, what time of day, but there's also personal taste. And for me, a good Whataburger, or the ones I like, I really love it personally. But yeah, I mean, anything can be overrated just depending on what you like and don't like. And I wouldn't put it up there with Five Guys or those other places, but it's also not. I feel like it's more on the level of McDonald's as far as price and stuff. So I don't really compare it to even though Five Guys is technically fast food, I kind of put it in the next tier,
Yeah, there's
of burger
there's
places.
actually a genre for that. I can't remember what it's called. Like fast casual or something like that. There's a word for it, but um, yeah, it's what Five Guys falls in, and that's my personal favorite is Five Guys. So I try to get
Uh,
that anytime I leave here because there's obviously none up here, but I do enjoy that.
my favorite is called a place called David's Burgers, and I think they only have them in Arkansas. But it is a chain, but it's more of a local chain. It's kind of similar to Five Guys, in the fact that they just pretty much are just all burgers and fries, and they're
Mm-hmm.
the like fresh cut fries. You just order just what you want on the burger, and it's all just burgers is all. And I think Five Guys is the same
It
way.
is. Yep.
We have we have Five Guys here, but either one of those is my favorite. I like those a lot better than what's the other place that they might be based in California.
In and out.
They have them every, yeah, In and Out. Yeah, to me, Five Guys and David's Burgers is a lot better than In and Out.
In and out's just okay in my opinion. Um, Helu in the chat says that when he worked for the Spurs, there was one in the AT&T Center, the Whataburger, I'm guessing. But he had it every day for a year. Helu, remind me. I actually have a childhood friend that that worked for the Spurs for a little bit. I'll have to see if you happen to run into this individual at all. But and he says fast casual. So I wonder, is that what I said when I guessed it? Fast
Yeah,
casual.
yeah, you said fast casual.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the stadium versions of these things are as good, but if I had it every day for like whatever as long as he had it, it might get old. 'Cause I definitely, even when I had access to it all the time, didn't have it every day. But generally, if I go visit my sister in Texas, I usually make a stop at Whataburger once because we just don't have them here. Burger King is one of the ones that I really like that
Slept
not
on.
everybody likes.
Slept on.
But
I mean,
yeah,
maybe because it's been around forever and a day, one of the evil conglomerates or whatever. I love
yeah.
Burger King. I absolutely love Burger King.
Oh, we have one in a town 30 miles away or 27 miles, somewhere around in there. Anytime I go to do a Walmart pickup, I always stop by there and I get the Bacon King is the one that I
Yeah.
love the best.
I like the
It's
Bacon
just
King and the Texas
good.
Whopper. Those are two of my BK favorites.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try the Texas Whopper because I do love the just regular Whopper with cheese, but anymore every time I go I get the Bacon King, but I might try that uh one you're
It's
talking about.
basically a Whopper with jalapenos on it, and it
Oh,
is really good. Helu is chiming in the chat again. Says Five Guys offers hot dogs. As as someone with small children, I'm very much aware that Five Guys offers hot dogs because that was when we first took my son to Five Guys. That was something we tried to put him on, but he's a burger guy, so he ended up falling for the burgers. Um, as we see still no substitutes in this game. That's something that's kind of surprised me is the fact that we have not seen any substitutions being made. These are starters. As well, Madison does take the hand off here, but by and large, these are still starters out here.
if I was the Titans, especially now, if I get the ball back, I would definitely go with backup Bonds. Is that his name?
Bond. Yep, just like the guy we were talking
Bond.
about that just joined the Discord server. Bond.
Yeah, I would go with him just to see what you got in him. Give him a
Yeah.
chance.
Inside of 5 minutes here now as Madison takes the pitch. It does seem like he is getting the concentrated effort here out of Perry to make sure he's the one getting the handoffs, which obviously when you've got a youngster like Perry does, you do not want to get that individual hurt. I mean, he's got a pretty loaded backfield behind Ridley. Behind Ridley is Madison, and he carried over Carry on Johnson. So 3 solid backs for the Texans.
Yeah, as far as some of the burger places and food, I'm probably not a good person for critique because I like almost everything. So that's part of my problem is it's like if it's a burger, I'm gonna like it. Like it takes a lot for me not to like a burger. And so it goes from I like it to I love it, but then it I don't usually have many that I just hate. Although I did go to a place called BJ's and I don't know if they have them everywhere, but they have
The
it's a
sports
chain that
bar?
they have here. Yeah.
Yep,
And
they've got they're in the Pacific Northwest. I've been to a couple in
okay.
Washington State.
Me and my wife went there one time and might have been the first time we've ever been. And I got a burger and it was the worst one I've ever had. Like it was, I cooked it way too long. So it was kind of burned almost. And she told me I should get them to send it back, but I'm just not a very good and stuff back guy because then I'm afraid they're going to do something to it if I
Yep.
send it back.
Yep.
So I usually just go with whatever I got. But like a burger that gets overcooked is really bad. And it was,
Ooh, speaking of really bad, Bruce Sternum for Devin Duvernay there. That's another one of Perry's love things. He left him in the game, and now he's out. Bruce Sternum, how long does that typically run for? Is he back by next week, or should he expect to miss
yeah,
time?
he should be back. He might be back by the end of this game, but that's the only thing you can do to a burger where I won't like it is if you overcook it. Like it was like beyond well done.
Oh, beef in general is ruined if cook it anything above medium, it's ruined.
I don't think it was just BJ's as a chain. It's just
Well, and they make their
whoever the cook
stuff to
is.
order. Yeah, so that was user error right there.
And I ordered it probably even I usually order my medium well or burgers because I don't really like the pink when it comes to burgers, but that was definitely not medium well. It was well done.
Nah, see, I'm medium or less, on all my cow, whether it's
It's probably what
burger or
I should have
steak.
ordered. Yeah, if I'd have ordered that, it probably would have done right because anytime you order that, they always do more than you order. It seems like.
Mm-hmm. Although one time we were out at a steakhouse in it was either in Ohio or Pennsylvania, and my wife ordered I can't remember if she ordered medium or medium rare, but it was like rare, still mooing. Like it was one of those steakhouses that they keep the joint dimly lit. Well, it was so rare that it was still bright. Like it was still putting out light from how red it was.
It just cut it off the cow.
Just cut it off the cow. Did one
Yeah,
of those
that's
ahi steaks. You ever had one of those ahi steaks where it's fish that they just literally just sear like tss, tss. I'm doing it with them in my camera, my hand flipping it over real quick, just a quick little blast of heat on one side, flip it over, quick little blast of heat on the other. But I mean, that's what this steak was. It was, ugh.
I can't do it that rare. My wife's mom, she likes them like that. She likes them like basically flip it a couple times on your steak, and it's bloody in the middle.
Speaking of
Uh,
liking it like that, I'm sure Perry likes it like that in the victory formation. As we see the clock run out, Bond never did come into this game. Easton Bond never got a chance at bat. Get it, Easton at bat. Ha ha ha. But that's your ball game, folks. 52-14. As we see, are you seeing that? What I'm seeing, an Eagles logo on the coach of the Titans visor. Maybe he's auditioning for his next job, but not
I was I guess it was the Eagles head coach or somebody that got fired. I don't know. But
maybe.
Bond got blue balls because he didn't come in.
And on that note, folks, we will bid you adieu. We will catch you next Tuesday night, probably be in about week 3, week 4 by then, depending on how the early season expedience goes. But hey, until next time, thank you, Charter. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I've been JFace907, and we'll catch you next time on Awful Night of Football.